Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the Global AM Television News coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Shehu Said. And a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Now the news. A federal high court in Abuja has barred politician and online publisher Omoyele Sowore and others behind the planned protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, from taking their activities anywhere close to the presidential villa, Aso Rock, Abuja, and other important national institutions. Justice Muhammad Umar, in a ruling, also asked Sowore and his associates in the protest planned for October 20 to steer clear of National Assembly, Force Headquarters, Court of Appeal, Eagle Square, and Shehu Shagari Way, pending the hearing of the motion on notice filed by the police on behalf of the federal government. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to safeguarding the lives and property of Nigerians to ensure peace and national development. Represented by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, at the APC Niger South Stakeholders Meeting in Bidda, the President directed security agencies to intensify efforts towards restoring lasting peace in Niger State and across the country. Idris urged Nigerians to remain confident in the President's reform agenda, stressing that the ongoing economic policies are already yielding early signs of progress. The federal government has reaffirmed that mathematics remains a compulsory subject for all students sitting for O-level examinations, clarifying earlier reports suggesting otherwise. In a statement issued by Boriowo Folashade, spokesperson for the Federal Ministry of Education, the ministry explained that while tertiary institutions may adjust admission requirements for certain courses, all candidates must register and sit for both English language and mathematics. Folashade noted that the clarification aligns with the federal government's commitments to equitable access and quality education, emphasizing that English and mathematics remain essential tools for communication, reasoning, and lifelong learning. The Nigerian Senate has restated its commitment to mediating the ongoing dispute between the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and the federal government. This was disclosed by Chairman of the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Senator Muktari Nduse, stressing the urgent need for students to return to school while negotiations continue. Topsy Gimba has details.
Senator Nduse, who led the Senate delegation in the meeting with ASU representatives, said the engagement was aimed at finding a balanced resolution to the lingering impasse. He explained that the Senate has drawn up a mediation framework to address the crisis, which includes immediate negotiation between ASU and the Ministry of Education and NUC.
And on our resolution, the Senate is not happy that the agreement by the government to ASU has not been fulfilled.
Senator Nduse added that the Senate is determined to ensure that government commitments are met and the academic activity resumed without further delay. He said the priority is the future of the Nigerian students and the stability of the nation's tertiary institution.
We want the leadership of ASU to write all the issues they raise in our discussion so that we can pass the Ministry of Education together with them by Tuesday or Wednesday to ensure that our children are back to school.
Also speaking, Senator Karimi Sunday highlighted the progress made in ongoing negotiations. Senator Sunday stressed that the Senate would continue to push for improvements in staff welfare and educational funding.
They have agreed to increase the allowance to 35%, which they still felt they are not comfortable with, that it should go up a bit. And we spoke to them so that we can reach an agreement. Also, they talk about taxing.
In his remarks, Senator Adams Oshomole underscored the need for sincerity on all sides. He pointed out that issues affecting academic work, such as taxation on essential materials, could be resolved through good faith negotiations. Oshiomhole further warned that Nigeria must take deliberate steps to retain its brightest minds within the university system.
Before then, it would be nice if our children of the poor, I emphasize children of the poor, because the not so poor, their children are not here, so that they can be back to school.
Meanwhile, ASU President Professor Chris Piwana Guson acknowledged that Senate's mediation efforts but maintained that the government's latest salary proposal remains outside the framework earlier agreed upon. Professor Piwana reiterated that any decision to suspend strike action rests with union members.
That document that was submitted in December 2024 is one that was unattended to until we embarked on this action.
Another meeting between the union and the government is scheduled for over the weekend, with hopes that amicable compromise will be paved the way for students to return to classroom. Topsy Gimba, reporting for Global Television News.
The Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, we apologize for that little hitch. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has forecast sunny skies and hazy conditions across the country from Sunday to Tuesday. The agency noted that in northern Nigeria, including Katsina, Yobe, Kano, and Jigawa states, hazy mornings are expected, while the rest of the region will experience mostly sunny conditions. The central region of the country is expected to have sunny mornings with patches of clouds, followed by isolated thunderstorms with moderate rainfall in Benue, Kogi, the Federal Capital Territory, and Nasarawa in the afternoons and evenings. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, says investment in human capital development remains a key driver of technological innovation and national growth. Speaking at the SM First Global Conference, Kalu emphasized that a skilled and educated workforce boosts productivity and fosters solutions that can expand Nigeria's gross domestic product. The Deputy Speaker noted that despite economic challenges, Nigeria continues to lead in creativity and innovation, raising over $331 million in digital investments, while urging greater investments not only in connectivity, but also in creativity and capacity to ensure technology becomes a tool for transformation, not exclusion. The National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, has signed a memorandum of understanding with private agribusiness firm Arzikin Noma as part of its intensified efforts to boost food production through new partnerships. Speaking at the signing ceremony in Abuja, the agency's Executive Secretary, Engineer Cornelius Adebayo, explained that the agreement is strictly for the Ora Mega Farm and not for other NALDA farms across the country. Anete Patrick reports.
Adebayo said the partnership will help fast-track operations at the Ora site, which is part of NALDA's broader initiative to establish fully serviced agricultural clusters across Nigeria, each equipped with modern facilities such as hostels, warehouses, administrative offices, and mechanization hubs. He said the Ora farm is already taking shape with thousands of hectares cleared and prepared for cultivation under the Renewed Hope Mega Farm Settlement Project, designed to boost food production and empower rural communities.
We have started the project out of Ora in Kwara State, Irele in Ekiti State, and also in Bauchi State. And we do not think we need to finish the entire 5,000 hectares before operation starts, because we can't wait for no project launch. We do not believe that we have to complete it, then we'll call in the president to come and cut the tape before we start planting. We are trying to be proactive to make sure Nigerians get food at a cheap price.
On his part, Managing Director of Azikin Noma, Michael Adeshola, said the collaboration represents a major investment in Nigeria's agricultural transformation.
Import. We should be championing local raw materials for local markets, for whatever they want to sell in Nigeria. We have the land, we have the resources. And they said, okay, fine, we have aflatoxin problems, we have traceability problems, we have fumonisin problems. But there's no country without these problems, right? But what are the steps we are taking to solving these solutions? We need to equip our farmers with the right knowledge, the training, the extension, and all them to ensure that they meet the quality standard.
The NALDA boss reaffirmed that the agency remains open to other partnerships that align with national food security goals, but stressed that the Azikin Noma MOU applies exclusively to the Oro Farm projects. He added that similar collaborations will be developed on a case-by-case basis for other states as the Renewed Hope Mega Farm initiative expands. The MOU signing coincided with activities marking World Food Day, symbolizing Nigeria's renewed commitment to ending hunger and building resilient food systems through strategic public-private partnership. Anie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
To environmental issues, improper waste disposal in major markets and residential areas across Nigeria is raising serious concerns, with traders and residents calling for government intervention. Sadia Yakubu brings us the details.
The problem is not limited to markets alone. In many residential areas, especially in low-income communities, residents dump waste in drainage channels and open spaces. This practice blocks waterways and worsens the flood during the rainy season, creating breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Despite repeated campaigns on proper waste disposal, compliance remains low.
It's actually hazardous because, of course, when people breathe foul air, it affects them indirectly, you know. That's why as I pass by, I have to use my handkerchief to cover my nose because, of course, I don't want to be affected by it.
Proper waste management requires collective efforts. Governments must improve waste collection systems while citizens take responsibilities for their environment.
This is very bad. It's not good for our health. You know, even what you're hearing is not really good. Since in primary school they are teaching us hygiene, and we are growing up to see this. It's very, very discouraging.
Improper waste disposal is not just an environmental issue, but a health crisis. Communities need consistent sensitization and better waste collection services to reduce health risk. Sadia Yakubu, reporting for Global Television.
You are watching the live broadcast of AM News. When we return, Manchester United snatched historic 2-1 win over Liverpool at Anfield. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You are welcome back, and we begin with business. Nigeria's Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, has co-hosted the inaugural Nigeria-China Women's Infrastructure Investment Forum in Beijing to strengthen gender-responsive collaboration in energy and development. The forum culminated in the signing of an MOU to enhance women's participation in Nigeria's gas sector, focusing on clean cooking and sustainable energy access for women-led businesses. Suleiman Ibrahim said the agreement complements other initiatives under President Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, marking a shift from policy dialogue to measurable action for inclusive growth. And still talking business, President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has called on Nigerians to embrace and patronize locally made products in order to strengthen the nation's economy and promote national development. He made this known when former presidential aide Reno Omokri visited him in Lagos. Ubang Usoro reports.
President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, says increased patronage of made-in-Nigerian products would create jobs and reduce the country's over-independence on imported goods. Dangote noted that Nigeria has the capacity to produce most of the goods currently being imported if local manufacturers are adequately supported. He explained that excessive importation weakens the naira and puts pressure on the economy, while local production drives industrial growth and economic resilience.
I want to encourage all Nigerians to buy only made in Nigeria. When you buy anything made in Nigeria, you are helping to create jobs. And the only way for us to be a stronger nation is to patronize ourselves and be buying made in Nigeria only, so that we can encourage great jobs and prosperity.
The industrialists also urge government at all levels to introduce policies that will encourage production, address power challenges, and support small and medium-scale enterprises. Dangote emphasized that for Nigeria to attain global competitiveness, citizens must embrace locally made products just like other countries by prioritizing homegrown production. Ubong Usoro for Global Television.
Company BIPC has commenced juice production at its factory, recently revitalized by Governor Hyacinth Alia. The milestone was marked during a successful test run of the factory located at the industrial layout in Makurdi. Benue State correspondent Felicity Indire reports.
For years, fruit waste, particularly oranges and mangoes, has been a major challenge in Benue State, resulting in significant economic losses for farmers due to the absence of preservation and processing facilities. For farmers, the establishment of these fruit processing plants by the Alia administration aims to add value to farm produce and drastically reduce post-harvest losses.
Before then, the bag of orange was 2,000 and 1,500. But with the coming of this company, we are sure that the orange will move from here to upward, and the farmers shall also get value for their products.
The lead technician revealed that the plant has the capacity to produce up to 4 tons of juice per hour, noting that the project will curb post-harvest losses and guarantee better returns for farmers.
And we are also going to make sure that post-harvest losses are brought to minimum, and every farmer within the state will get true value for their orchards.
After refinery processing, supposed to go to evaporator for concentration. So the capacity of the production is 4 tons per hour.
After tasting the first batch of juice, the group managing director of BIPC, Dr. Raymond Asimakaha, expressed delight and commended Governor Alia for reviving the long-abandoned factory and repositioning it for productivity.
This is a plant that we feel that with the capital injection that we're injecting in this place, we will ensure that our people have value. We will make sure that our fruits have value proposition. Farmers will begin to enjoy their money. People will begin to have work. We have been working morning and night to ensure that we show the world that it is possible that Benue is on the rising, and that is what you have today. This is the juice. And the oil, we are going to also use it and export it and have FS. The chaffs, we are also going to use it for our organic fertilizer. And just name them, there's no wastage here.
The revitalization of Ben fruit is among several industrial revival projects initiated by the Alia administration to drive agro-industrial growth and strengthen Benue's economy. Felicity Indire reporting for Global Television News.
Every year about this time, farmers across the 44 local government areas of Kano State troop into Dakata market to trade in sweet potatoes. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that, like many other farm produce, this year the prices of sweet potatoes has reduced significantly. His report.
This is called Dakata Food Market in Kano. From here, farm produce like sweet potatoes are distributed to other states including Niger Republic. For the last couple of years, The price of sweet potatoes have gone high, largely due to Nigeria's high cost of living. But this year, the price has fallen, owing to a current reduction in Nigeria's inflation rate.
Buy 1,000 naira is difficult for you. Now you can buy even 200 naira and go home with it. So there is a lot of reducing, a lot of payable to the customers, and even we that we are selling it.
According to traders, a 100 kg bag of sweet potatoes now costs 20,000 naira, as against 30,000 naira last year. Traders say availability of the product, coupled with low impression rates, are largely responsible for the price reduction this year.
Price, everything has changed because as before, this bag that you see, we are still at about 30,000 to 35,000 naira. Now it's turned into 21,000, 19,000, even 17,000 we are selling it.
Despite this development, traders say lack of capital among farmers, high cost of transportation and government increased taxation are gradually threatening this age-long lucrative business in Kano.
One of our problems is that we have excess supply of goods, and this makes the price to go down. That is the biggest challenge.
While Nigerians continue to witness significant reduction in prices of goods and services across the country, it is however hopeful that the situation will continue to remain unchanged for the overall growth and development of the states. From Kano, Idris Jubrin, Global Television News.
We move to the foreign scene where huge crowds are gathering in all 50 U.S. states to vent their anger over President Donald Trump's hardline policies at No Kings protests that Republicans ridiculed as Hate America rallies. Organizers said 7 million people marched in protest spanning New York to Los Angeles, with demonstrations springing up in small cities across the country's heartland. Uyi Agbomofuegbe has the rest of the story.
This is what democracy looks like, chanted thousands in Washington near the U.S. Capitol, where the federal government was shut down for a third week because of a legislative deadlock. Colorful signs called on people to protect democracy, while others demanded the country to abolish the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency at the center of the Trump's anti-immigrant crackdown.
I have been here as a dream, and my dream has become true. And I don't want this dream to become a nightmare. And what we're seeing right now, we are losing it because of egomaniac person called Trump.
Demonstrators slammed what they called the Republican billionaires' strong-arm tactics, including attacks on the media, political opponents, and undocumented immigrants.
I think we all want to say our word, and if you're going to call us insurrectionists for disagreeing with you, we're the enemy for disagreeing with you. I don't know what America's about, because we're supposed to be able to have common political discourse, and what you're proposing, it's not politics, it's straight up evil.
Trump's response to Saturday's event was typically aggressive, with the U.S. president posting a series of AI-generated videos to his Truth Social platform depicting him as a king. Uyi Agbomofuegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
And now we go to sports news. Manchester United have stunned Liverpool at Anfield with a 2-1 win, marking the first victory there in nearly a decade after Brian Benomo's early strike and Harry Maguire's late header sealed the historic result. The Red Devils displayed renewed composure and tactical discipline under manager Ruben Amorim, frustrating a Liverpool side that dominated possession but failed to convert chances. The loss heaps pressure on Arne Slot's men, who have now suffered 4 consecutive league defeats, while United's resurgence signals a potential turning point in their Premier League campaign. And Nigeria's Flamingos opened their 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup campaign against Canada on Sunday in Sel, Morocco, as they aim to build on their 2022 third-place finish. Coach Bankole's teams, led by Captain Shakirat Moshood, has impressed in pre-tournament friendlies and is seen as a top contender to go all the way. With Africa's hopes resting on their shoulders, The Flamingos' performance will be key to restoring the continent's pride after hosts Morocco fell 3-0 to Brazil in the opener. Mozambique's Black Bulls defeated Nigeria's Rivers United 1-0 in the first leg of their CAF Champions League second round match in Maputo. Mokhtar Diallo's early second half strike proved decisive as the host held firm against Rivers United's late attacking surge. The Nigerian side must now win by at least 2 clear goals in the return leg in Port Harcourt to reach the group stage. And that's it on Global TV AM News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Shehu Said, once again saying good morning and have a pleasant working week.